Your attention is being monetized. Every scroll is a transaction you didn't consent to. There's a cost that comes with being connected to everything all the time at once. Always being on social media, there's a cost that comes with that. Digital noise, as we know it, numbs your intuition and it fragments your sense of self and self-worth. We spend so much time on social media that we lose our identity. We lose who we are or who we want to become because it's so tied up into everything that we see, how often we see it, and how it makes us feel. And it's gotten to a point where people can't differentiate, you know, reality. All they focus on is the highlight reels. And we're starting to see this more and more when it comes to AI. Artificial intelligence is literally warping people's minds because people can't tell what's real and what's fake. So, like, spending so much time on social media, it has come with a cost. And I think we as humans are losing this battle at the current moment. Like you have to get back to being real. You have to go outside at some point and touch grass. Focus is a form of self-respect. A lot of us can't even get our day-to-day tasks done because we're so focused on, scrolling. We're so focused on that next high. Essentially, that's what it is. That next dopamine hit. So you constantly scroll. You literally say, "Oh, I'm gonna watch one video," and then that one video turned to five, and then you look up, and 10 minutes have passed. And you're like, "Oh, well, I'm only gonna scroll a little bit longer." So now those five videos turned into 10, and those that 5 minutes have turned into 30. And it's like you got a list of stuff that you need to get done for that day. However, you can't accomplish those things because your attention is tied up into scrolling. Now you got 7 things on your list of to-dos to do, of things to do for the day. Now, all of those things are possibly achievable for that day, but you've spent the better of 2 hours scrolling social media. What you give your attention to reflects what you believe you're worthy of. And oftentimes, social media gives us that escape that we feel like, everything around us doesn't matter because you're getting a constant dopamine hit. But it also, what I think a lot of people don't realize is that it also paralyzes you because you're constantly scrolling, trying to escape something. And once you stop scrolling, that reality is still sitting there waiting on you. Like you have to protect yourself from trying to escape reality and literally just deal with it. Like when you protect your focus, you protect your peace. But our focus isn't in a real world. Our focus has become social media, especially TikTok, because you can get on there and scroll for hours and hours and hours. And you look up, and then like hours then pass, you've accomplished nothing. So what now? It's like you've lost. I feel like a lot of times people lose sight not only of who they are, but who they want to become, things they want to accomplish, because they're so focused on watching other people live their lives. They're watching other people literally live their dreams, the dreams you want, instead of you focusing on what you need to accomplish to get there. You're too busy watching other people live their dreams. And you'll sit there and binge watch at that, video after video after video of someone else doing the things that you want to do instead of you locking in and focusing on how you can accomplish your goals, your dreams. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch those videos. I'm saying you shouldn't be binge watching unless it's a set day and time of relaxation. It shouldn't be an everyday occurrence that every day you're binge watching 5 to 6 hours of social media content. Like, distraction is the new addiction. I'm just telling you what's real. Like, algorithms are pretty much designed to keep you reactive and not reflective, if that makes sense. The algorithm literally feeds you what it knows is going to keep you scrolling. It's no way that you should pick up your phone, and whether you go in the app or go into your well-being app on your phone, which most modern phones have a well-being app where you can see how much time you spent in each app. If you are spending over, and this is being generous, if you're spending over 2 hours a day on a social media app just scrolling, there's a problem. There's an addiction. I'm speaking because I'm talking to myself as well. It's been times in the past that I opened up my well-being app, and it's sometimes 6, 8, 12 hours that I've been scrolling. And then when it's time to wind down for the night, I think and look, be like, man, I didn't accomplish nothing today because I spent most of that time just scrolling social media. You shouldn't be, unless you are actually working, networking, and I mean really networking, reaching out to people and building yourself, and you're using it as a tool to help you. If you just on there just scrolling, just to scroll, you shouldn't be in that app no more than 2 hours a day. No more than two. And some will even argue that that's too much. So again, I'm being generous with saying 2 hours is cool if to scroll social media out the day, because you might split that up throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Like 20 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Like 2 hours out of a 12-hour day is cool, in my opinion. But if you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9+ just scrolling, and I guarantee you a lot of us will go to TikTok, and that's where the bulk of our time is found when it comes to our well-being app, how much time we spend in that app. Like, you have to reclaim your mind, like reclaim your focus, reclaim who you are, reclaim who you want to become. Like, reclaiming your mind is a radical act of emotional discipline. You owe that to yourself, to like not get distracted and stay distracted by something so simple as a phone. And I know it's a hard cycle to break, because it really became the only thing a lot of us had going back to 2020 during the pandemic. That's all a lot of us had with social media. And a lot of us haven't been able to break out of that sense. So it's not really all your fault. It's by design, by these big corporations, these big companies. And a lot of us think that, we can do more one thing more than one, so we can multitask. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of us think that we can multitask, that we can scroll social media and still accomplish the things we need to do. But in reality, like, you still addicted. You still have that addiction problem. If you can't put your phone down for an hour and just let some music play while you do the various things you need to do around your house, you hear me, cleaning and things like that, like, that's a problem. Like, multitasking is kind of sort of a myth. Like, you have to understand that if you can't put your phone down for an hour and walk away from it without scrolling, because what a lot of us do, and again, I'm speaking from experience, I'm breaking the cycle myself. What I would do, and I'm sure a lot of you would do, is that we'll put the phone down and social media is open. I'm washing dishes, hands wet. But in the midst of washing those dishes, I gotta scroll. I gotta keep scrolling. So I'm stopping washing dishes. I'm scrolling. If I'm taking out the trash, I got the phone in one hand, the trash in the other. Pause video, open the door, go outside. I'm walking down to the curb, dragging the trash, the trash can scrolling. There's a problem. And you might think otherwise because you might feel like, oh well, I'm getting a lot done. Like I'm multitasking. I'm scrolling social media as well as doing my chores or doing the things that I had planned. Like doing more doesn't mean doing better. Period. Like it really just means that you're not really doing nothing deeply. Like you have to come to grips with the problem that you have. I've come to grips with the problem that I have when it comes to doom scroll. And that's why like digital detox is so important. That's why digital detoxing is very vital to your well-being, your overall health, like from a mental standpoint to a physical standpoint. You have to get to a point to, as you say, you know what, this is a problem. I need a detox, and I'm going to start that. Like a digital detox is a form of discipline because you start to hold yourself accountable. You hear me? Like it isn't it isn't about escaping. It's about an intentional return to self. So don't look at it like as, oh, what is detox is me escaping from social media and I'm running from something. No, it's you returning and reclaiming your time, is you reclaiming who you are, reclaiming your focus, reclaiming your discipline. Like you have to get to a point to where social media is just another hobby in a sense when it comes to scrolling. And again, this varies from person to person because some people, that's their life, that's their livelihood, that's how they make their money. So they're on social media. That's cool. I'm talking about those who aren't working on the app or through the app. They're literally just scrolling. And I don't think we understand how social media and being on constantly on our phones literally harm us in the long run because like you see so much stuff all at once and you don't know what to do with all of these emotions because there's so much going on in this state and that state in this country and that country, and like now you're overwhelmed. Now your nervous system can't regulate itself. And that's why it's important to detox and stay off social media for a while. And a lot of people say that. A lot of people say, oh, I'm just not going to, I'm going to just stay away from social media for a while. I'm going to log off. But in reality, they may not be posting, but they still on the app. Or they'll say that. And then like 2 days later, they're right back on the app. And it's like, oh, I know I said I was, I was taking a break from social media, but I just had to come and say that. It's like you weren't really taking a break. You needed that dopamine hit. Like, it's okay to not be engaged in social media for a while. You can be aware of what's going on in the world and still not have a large, long presence every day, like scrolling every day. Like find out what's going on, and after you get what's going on, get off. Don't burden yourself with trying to carry all of that, carry all of the information and feeling helpless and hopeless. Like when you go into that detox, like silence and solitude are not empty. It's sacred. You need that. You need to preserve yourself. You need that to carry yourself every single day. Like, and if you're burdened with literally doom scrolling and constantly worrying because most of everything you see is negative, imagine what that's doing to your mind, to your heart, your nervous system. You hear me? Like it's cool to take a break from social media and just digital, even reading. A lot of people don't even pick up physical books anymore. And I'm not mad. Some people have, things like Kindles and and stuff like that they can read on a tablet, but even that becomes an issue at some point, right? Like you have to get to a point to where you start rebuilding rituals of focus. Start holding yourself accountable. Start holding yourself to a higher standard. Take back your life because social media and doom scrolling and with everything being so digital, has really taken over a lot of our lives. Like you have to replace reactive habits with intentional habits, intentional rituals, and you have to get to a point where you start to restore your clarity. You have to build that trust up within yourself because for so long you've relied so much on social media in your phone that like going back to like, you know, not really relying on it as much throughout the day, it's going to take some time, but it's doable and it's necessary, especially with everything that's going on in this country currently, everything that's going on overseas. It's a lot to take in. We've never had to take in this much information at one time. A lot of people are having breakdowns because everything that they see, they feel helpless, hopeless. And like it gets to a point, people are comparing themselves to unrealistic expectations of people who aren't even living the lives that they claim to live on social media. Not everybody that presents themselves is living the way that they present themselves. Like you have to become still again. Like you have to pretty much build like this digital tech free zone. Allocate some time throughout the day to get on social media. I know that sounds weird, but put a lot of phones, a lot of modern phones have towards you can limit yourself and how long you can be in an app. Set your time, set it up. So it's like, hey, 2 hours a day. That's it. Like you have to reclaim your focus, man. Like, because I feel like constantly being on social media and living in this digital age is causing more harm than good. And it's only getting worse as things like AI become more progressive and more realistic. It's really wreaking havoc on some people because they can't tell a difference. So reclaim your focus, reclaim your life, you hear me? Like, it's cool to get back to the basics. Go outside and touch grass, hug a tree, just sit outside in your garage, listen to some music, enjoy the sounds of what's around you, whether it's the cars riding on your street, the neighbors talking, you know, the trees waving through the wind. Get outside and do something. If outside ain't your thing, maybe just sit inside, read a book, interact with your family members. You know what I mean? Like even having family time and dinner time, everyone scrolling on their phone. Get back to talking to one another. You hear me? Communicate, laugh. And it ain't got to be about a phone. Tell some stories. So that's my message for the day, man. And I hope this reaches who it needs to reach. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Somebody needs this message, and maybe it's you. But be sure to share this with somebody else. Be sure to check out the description for all of the links. My book is linked, the clothing brand Fations.com, the merch. Be sure to get something. And until next time, man, it's your boy Chris Wright. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of A Quick Little Word Podcast. Until next time, peace, love, and happiness.